Hello, wonderful people. It's really good to be back and seeing you all again. I hadn't planned to take such a long break from YouTube. In fact, I hadn't planned to take a break at all. I think there's something with being a creative person that it's really important for us to have integrity of our vision, to be creating the things that we, deep down really want to be creating. And it can be so easy in this world, on YouTube, in social media and other things, to get caught looking for, validation from other people, whether it's through, likes or comments or views or subscribers, making a living, making money, whatever it is. And feeling like unless we're getting that external validation that we aren't making it, that we're a failure, and therefore we go chasing it. It can be very easy with that as well to lose sight of what it is that deep down you want to make yourself. And I think, for myself, I got caught a little bit up in that too. When I first decided to learn photography, which was way back in 2000 when I bought my first SLR, I made a very conscious decision to not get any sort of tuition from anyone else and to teach myself, because I know how easily influenced I can be by other people's opinions. And it was really important to me that when I learnt photography, that what I was taking would be mine, that I would be shooting what it is I really, really want to make, and that I can really easily get taken off course by other people's judgments and opinions and start shooting other things that don't speak to me. Now, when I started YouTube back at the start of 2020, like just before the world went completely bonkers, I made a commitment that I wanted it first and foremost to be something that was enjoyable to me. I didn't want to be going chasing the views and the subscribers and all that sort of stuff. And for the majority of it, I've kind of stuck with that, but not completely. It's kind of inevitable, I think, that if you start a YouTube channel, your brain goes down the path of, wouldn't it be great if this is what I could do full time, that I could give up my day job, don't have to do that anymore, and I can just devote all my time that's, not with family, my working life, to actually being creative. Wouldn't that be awesome? And it's hard not to get caught up in that and think that would be fantastic. And when you start thinking that, I inevitably, you start watching the videos about do this, make your thumbnails that, make these titles, your videos need to be this, that, and the other. And it can be incredibly easy, the subtle ways in which you end up kind of fragmenting yourself into not being completely the creative person that you want to be. And for me on YouTube, it wasn't so much the videos I did create. I don't think I created videos that didn't really resonate, or not more than once anyway. It was probably more the stuff I didn't create. It was more that I was fragmenting part of my creative kind of vision into just one thing. Because one of the things that keeps getting told to you when you try and make it on YouTube is niche down. You need to be consistent with what you output. And it makes sense, right? That all the different things that I love and I, am creative in aren't going to be what everybody likes. And if I put everything out there, then some stuff's just not going to be of interest to people. And the way the YouTube algorithm works, that it's probably going to ultimately be detrimental. But you know what? The fact is, I haven't really been growing much at all for probably a good year or two anyway. So, one of the beauties of sometimes kind of failing or not really getting where you want to go is that it leaves it completely open that, well, if I'm not going, making it anyway, I might as well just do what I want, hey? might as well just create the stuff that I want to create. And so what that led to for me is this realization of all the things I wasn't making that really sing to me. One that's really obvious is I didn't have prints for sale. That to me as a landscape photographer, the actual print itself is the most important part. I love creating beautiful prints for people to be able to share. The actual process is fantastic. Seeing it in the flesh is just, it's not it's not like seeing it in the video. And I realized that the way I had my website, which I'd completely made myself by hand. I used to actually work in the IT industry, and so when I quit that and I decided years ago to make a website, I just taught myself PHP and did it all by hand. But it made the maintenance of it difficult. It made adding new photos not that easy, and I didn't have a shopping cart and everything all integrated, and what I had was really clunky. It was difficult to use. I didn't like it. So in looking at the other stuff that I kind of left by the wayside, like I write poetry, although I haven't for quite a few years now because I've been so focused on doing just the photography and the videos, and I enjoy writing. I find it easier to express myself in writing generally than I do with verbally. I find this harder, and I enjoy like finding little inspiring quotes and pondering them and thinking about them and kind of philosophizing on stuff and life, and those kind of aspects are things that I'd segmented off and left by the wayside and hadn't seen the light of day. And I realized I wanted to bring it all back. So I made the decision to completely scrap my website and start again. I decided to use the WordPress platform because I thought that it would be a good kind of balance between having something that helped me make it, that not all by hand, but also giving me a lot of freedom to make what I wanted. It was a big learning process. It wasn't quite as easy as I thought it was going to be, but I ended up making the website I always wanted to have, and it's something that I feel really proud of. While I wanted my website to be functional and to contain all the content and stuff that I create, I didn't want it to be just that. I wanted it to be more than that. I wanted it to be something that would be really beautiful, something that would be enjoyable to kind of explore and get lost in, that was a journey. And while I was creating it, I went and looked at a lot of other people's websites for inspiration, and I took the bits I liked and kind of built upon it and then went further. And to be honest, I haven't ever seen a website quite like what I've ended up making. I'm so happy with it, and if you're looking for something that's kind of beautiful and uplifting and inspiring, I encourage you to go and check it out and see what you think. Maybe it resonates with you, maybe it doesn't, but you're never going to know unless you go and have a look. While I was in the process of creating the site, I was really inspired and focused, and for the most part really enjoyed it. There were a few moments when things weren't going well that I got a bit down on it, but for the most part I had such a enjoyable time making it. But when I finished it, I started noticing that desire for external validation coming back in. The fact that I'd made something that I love and that I'm really proud of didn't seem to all of a sudden be enough for me. That for some reason I needed to go looking for, stuff from other people, that it's of value to others. And it's a funny thing, that desire, because there's kind of never an end to it. If you kind of let yourself go down that path, it's like, how many is enough for it to be of value? Like, if one person likes it, isn't that enough? Isn't that enough? So this year, I'm really going to focus on letting go of that need for external validation, and instead checking in with myself and asking myself, am I satisfied with what I'm creating? am I satisfied with the process and the end result? And does it bring me joy? Is it an enjoyable experience? And that's where I'm going to focus on putting my energy into. And I do believe that the things that bring us the most joy in the world are going to for other people as well. It's not like everybody's going to get it. It's not like everybody's going to like it. But it's inevitable, if we're creating things that we really love, that there's going to be some other people that will too, and that find some value in it. And I think ultimately that's where we need to go, is to be creating what speaks to us the most and then letting it go. Just kind of, I guess, surrendering it to the world and letting people take from it whatever they do, whether it's nothing, whether they don't like it, or whether they really do. And yeah, kind of not judging ourselves on what the results of that are. So what does all of this mean for this channel? In the big scheme of things, I actually can't tell you. I don't know. I'm just going to have to see as time goes by. There's definitely still going to be videos like I used to make of going out with photography and vlogging. I think there might end up being some sort of videos that I haven't created before. I'd always had these intention of making some videos with some of my poetry, particularly a poem called Love This Moment. I've been wanting to do that for ages. I kind of always thought that I'd put it on a different channel, but I kind of think I'll just probably put it here because this is my channel and why not? Oh, something I've already done on this channel is I made the decision to turn off all the mid-roll ads in my videos. I find them, you know, a bit distracting myself. So I kind of figure that, you know, for the whole feel of the video, for your experience of viewing it, I'm turning off the mid-roll ones, so there's just going to be ads at the start and the end, and that's it. I'm certainly intending to do a lot more writing through my blog and my newsletter. So the newsletter is going to be all tied into the website. So if you're wanting to stay up to date with the things that I write, subscribe to the newsletter and you'll do that. You can, through the newsletter, actually choose which bits you want to get and which you don't. If you're not interested in poetry, you can ultimately unsubscribe from that bit and so not get that anymore. It's really about me trying to make sure that I'm creating what I want to create and you're getting the stuff that you want to get. It's possible with focusing a bit more on writing that I may not make as many videos. That's altogether possible. What I am going to do is there's still 3 videos. This is so insanely ridiculous. There's still 3 videos from our trip to, Danny and I's trip to Wales and Northern England last year that need to come out. I'm going to be getting straight into that after this one comes out, and so the first one of that hopefully should be out really soon. And I do want to get out with my camera again because I haven't been out to take photos for ages. And speaking of that trip, my 2025 calendar is available to pre-order at the moment. The pre-order window is really short this year, unfortunately, because the website took a bit longer than I'd anticipated. I haven't got to the point of being able to put it out for pre-order as soon as I wanted. And so, yeah, pre-ordering is only going to be for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I've decided to go back to the A3 size this year. And yeah, if you love my work and want to support it and, you know, help me to try and make more of it, honestly, the calendar is probably one of the best ways you can do it. If you're interested, go check that out. Love you to go check out my website as well. And most importantly, get out and create stuff yourself. Like, such a magnificent world out there. There's so much beauty to enjoy, and you guys know that enjoying the moment is much more important than the end photos that you take. Okay, thanks so much, guys. I will see you again soon.